कल तो करना है उसके लिए, कल आ जाएगा।
Hello everyone. Hi, good morning.
Welcome to week 15 of Unified Book. Would anybody want to read? If yes, please unmute yourself and the others can please be muted. Okay, so I don't think there's anyone. Should I start reading then? Okay, all right. So week 15, receiving guidance for wise activity. You have arrived. Now you're ready to break out of the womb of this course. You are ready to use all the techniques you've developed. No longer need you worry about what is the wisest course of action. You know, because you are unified with all your all-knowing intelligence. And you can find out anything for
1 minute. Yeah, what are you doing?
you no longer need you experience loneliness or lack of love. Poonam, can I please request you to mute yourself? No longer need you experience pain. You are unified with your perfection and can correct any thinking that brings the experience of pain. No longer need you experience anything but God's qualities. Actually, you never needed to. However, you were buried in a vicious circle of negative, individual thoughts that perpetuated experiences of pain, lack, fear, and failure. This is not to say that all your days from now on will be the experience only of God's bliss. It is just that no longer need it be anything else. The techniques that you have work in direct proportion to your doing them regularly and carefully. They do work. For a while, you may need to deal with those stubborn thoughts that are out of sync with God's thoughts that created you until they're neutralized and released. They may continue to manifest experiences. Don't let them impede your diligence. Those thoughts may even set up counter thoughts that this course is silly, or a waste, or ineffective, or even evil. Those thoughts appear almost to have a life of their own. And now they're doing everything they can to save their lives. Just observe that process, but don't buy into the negativity. Practice these techniques with innocence, knowing where they'll take you. Your quiet periods now are free for you to receive whatever guidance you want. Your higher self is yours. It is you. Your whole self is now available for any help you need in fulfilling your purpose in life. That is the key now to all your communication with your higher self, fulfilling your purpose in life. That is, rely all you are interested in if you think about it. What is your purpose in life? First, your highest purpose is to return to being unified. Return to the state of knowing who and what you are in truth. And return to the experiences of God's qualities. Now that is your primary purpose. And for that, your highest self has always produced and guided you. Prodded and guided you. It stands ready now to communicate anything you want to return for that return. It stands ready now to communicate anything you want to know for that return. Information will be fed to you during your daily quiet periods. Questions on your highest activity will always be answered by either using the yes or no signals or by direct communication. You also have a secondary purpose, and for everyone, it is different. That is your daily activity concerned with living. Some call it dharma. It is any activity that makes it easiest for you to realize your primary purpose. Your work, your love life, your recreation, your studies, your hobbies are all for the purpose of returning you to being unified. On these activities, your higher self is also eager to guide and complete your knowledge. Today, and in your quiet periods from now on, you are to have two sections. First, just be receptive. Receive. Any knowledge that is wise for you to take will come at that time. Second, you may ask for guidance on any subject, but for each subject, always begin with, is it in my highest and wisest interest to ask about this, whatever that this is? If the answer is no, you may want to find out why. Maybe it's because you already know the answer. Maybe it's something you need to work out further without any additional knowledge. Possibly it is simply an illusion you're dealing with. Explaining a no can be very enlightening. If the answer is yes, find out if your higher self wants to communicate the answer directly to you or whether you should ask more yes or no questions. Usually, your higher self will let you determine which route you want to take. Always preface each substantive question. Is it in my highest and wisest interest to? State your activity or desire, which you possibly, or your possible course of action. If your answer to a certain question seems strange, check to see if your aura has an uninvited influence that always clouds your answers, which may be hard to perceive or may be downright wrong. If your answer to a question is no, it may mean no. It isn't right for you to have an answer to that particular question. That is an untrue no. To find out, ask, is that a true no? Remember also that your questions are taken literally. What you say must be what you mean. Carefully choose your words. Always think about any double meaning you might accidentally be putting into your sentence structure. When you ask about the highest and wisest course of action, know that a yes may not prelude the exact opposite action. It can be in your highest and wisest interest to change jobs. At the same time, it might be in your highest and wisest interest not to change jobs. You will not receive an answer to which is the highest and wisest. You will only be guided within a broad framework because you always have a wide range of choices, any of which would be perfect for you. Your free will is not tampered with. This is because at this delicate stage, while you think of your higher self as separate, you must keep exercising that free will. Your higher self will not allow your free will to become dormant. There are any number of spirits that would love to usurp your free will and take over any aspect of your life. That's why you must always use the safeguards during your quiet period. These quiet periods are the key to using your creative formula. You may now use the highest formula for any desire provided. Your higher self has confirmed during a quiet period that desire is in your highest and wisest interest. And your higher self has revealed the thoughts you have that stand in the way of the desire. If you have any doubts or questions about the creating formula, clear them up with your higher self during a quiet period. Know that once you've said the formula, it's time to manifest. Almighty nature has started to muster all the forces to bring you the experience you desire and believe will happen. Continue, however, to fuel the manifestation daily with creating formulas until your experience comes about. Sometimes those nasty individual thoughts are stubborn and need to be burned off more gradually. After all, you've had thoughts of lack of money or lack of love or poor health or whatever for a long time. These thoughts need to be changed. Each time you say the creating formula and deal with them, you are closer getting the experience. Something happens each time. So any doubts? I actually requested for someone to read, but no one volunteered, so I read. So I can't be meditating much because the wheezing hasn't gone completely and I've read pretty much a lot, so I am uncomfortable. So I will be doing my meditation on my own now. But if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. I don't see any questions. So are we clear on the chapter? So we're supposed to use our past creating formulas and ask for the guidance. It's very simple. And we're supposed to ask, is this wise for me? And I think it's clear for all of us, then we can do it on our own. All right. So thank you, everyone. Let's see each other tomorrow for the next session and let's make it wonderful. Thank you so much. God bless.